facing the abyss, the ultimate liberation. What happens when all the practices and theories stop fulfilling your needs? What happens when your prayers don't seem to be answered anymore? What do you do when there's nothing left, nowhere to go, when no answers are in sight? When every past life has been uncovered, when every childhood trauma has been exposed, when there is nothing left in any object of interest. All that is left is the deep surrender into the abyss, into the space where nothing makes sense to the human mind, the senseless emptiness where nothing sticks, nothing attaches, and everything slides away with no safety rope left to hold you to the illusion of the world of form. In the abyss, there is nothing left for us but the purest experience of humble trust and patience for the beloved to expose itself in ways beyond our control. The space where my will holds absolutely no power and is where God's will is all that is left to save our sanity from a world crumbling around us, unanswered, unpredictable, and unconscious. The abyss is beyond all ways of finding, fixing, changing, deleting, reprogramming, hiding, and avoiding. It is a direct, open access into the wisdom of universal consciousness, divine love, untainted, spotless, and pure. The abyss strips us of our final relationship with form. It is facing the death of what exists in a world of disillusionment, freeing us from expectations and disappointments. The abyss is freedom from anything that causes suffering, mental, emotional, and physical, because it exists outside of the world of form. The abyss is the ocean of love, of consciousness, from which everything arises and of which everything is made. The love that I am describing is not only the foundation of life, but life itself. God, infinite source consciousness, the divine. Facing the abyss is having the courage to open wholeheartedly to love and surrender, which are important because they bring you your deepest heart's desire as a human being. You are meant to be happy, to love, to be at peace, and to be free. Your soul's purpose is to move from fear, hopelessness, anger, victimization, and hate to trust, strength, courage, joy, peace, and love. Facing the abyss means to surrender to what is, to let go of what is known, and to completely allow everything to fall away. So you are left with no thing, nothing to grasp onto. To let go of what keeps us feeling safe, based on the conditioned world of form, so that we are liberated from the energetic forces created by the labels, stories, and definitions. When these limitations are lifted, we are then able to live the life we're meant to live based on the consciousness and knowing of that which is divine, pure, and free. We then look out through the eyes and see only form, texture, colours and shapes. We are present to observing from the mind that is pure, before labels and identifications. We see only through the eye of presence, not veiled through the interpreting mind. The road or ground that you walk upon is an object. A tree is an object. They have texture, colour, and movement. The person before you is not a name, a gender, a judgment. It is an object, a texture, a shape, a colour. All equally an aspect, a particle of light that is extended from the ground, the ocean, the abyss. All the same, neutral. And you cannot make this discovery of truth until you face this. Do you understand? This sort of surrender, especially to the abyss, can be scary, but it is the only way to stop the fear and confusion of the world in which we live, and based on our identification of ourselves as human or as conscious beings. If we let go of the identifications we have with ourselves, it means we let go of our habits, our patterns, and the biological rush that we become subconsciously. When we let go of these identifications, we must get real and stop reacting to these habits and safety nets. Meaning, if I react, it keeps me locked into the disillusion that I am a victim, not good enough, judged, condemned, unloved, and abandoned. It means surrendering and letting go of absolutely everything you think you are, and remember who you really are. When you remember who you really are, through the way of surrendering into love, you will attract that love into your life in 1,000 ways. You will feel, see, taste, touch, smell, and feel that nature of love radiating and pulsating in everything in your life. You cannot realize the freedom of the abyss until you are directed to it and spoke to you about it in a safe space like this. It is the wisdom of the soul that can surrender and find safety and peace in the abyss. The ego will fear entering, as it means it will die. Everything that the ego identifies with when facing the abyss is dissolved, leaving it powerless. The end of the ego means the end of your story, and the end of your story means awakening of your true nature. No story, no thought, no emotion, no pain, no blame, no judgment, just freedom. The abyss is an empty space, spaciousness that makes room for objects to arise or to be without labels, definitions, and interpretation. The abyss is the ocean of unconditional newness. Remember what newness feels like. A new baby, a new puppy, a new lover, a new petal, on a flower, a new leaf, a new sunrise. Remember this newness, noticing the awareness itself. All of these things arise for us to celebrate in the abyss, in the awakening, facing the abyss as the ultimate liberation, where the newness of life begins.